Life is a battle, is it not? And how better to train for it than to be a soldier? This is a quote from my character Telamon of Arcadia, the solitary mercenary, that we are going to get into in about a minute or so. But I want to flash back to one of our prior episodes when we first were talking about the naked wise men in India. When Alexander the Great and his army arrived in India in 330 BC or thereabouts, they encountered these yogis, these sadhus, renunciants, who would sit in meditation by the banks of the river and in contemplation and trying to commune with their inner divinity. And there's a true story that Alexander and his men had a great affinity for these yogis, and it turned out that it was returned by the yogis. They thought that Alexander and his soldiers were pretty cool too. And but the one character in my book, Virtues of War, who really responded to these naked wise men, to these yogis the most, was Telamon, the solitary mercenary. And he saw them. The reason he liked them so much was he saw them as soldiers. He saw them as soldiers of the inner war. And here I want to read a passage to you of him speaking. This is him on the banks of the Hydaspes River in India, speaking to Alexander and his brother officers. Telamon says, "Life is a battle, is it not? And how better to train for it than to be a soldier?" And now he talks about these yogis in their loincloths with their begging bowls. He says, "For have you not noticed of these sages, my friends, that they are the consummate soldiers, inured to pain, oblivious of hardship, each takes up his post at dawn, and does not relinquish it for thirst, hunger, heat, cold, or fatigue. He is cheerful in all weathers, self-motivated, self-governed, self-commended." And Alexander speaks now, and he says, "Are you saying, Telamon, that your training as a soldier prepares you for the vocation of sage?" And Telamon responds, "These men are beyond me, my friend. I must apprentice myself to them for many lifetimes." Now, what we're talking about here is something we've talked about before in earlier episodes, the concept of maturing from archetype to archetype, from the warrior archetype to the mentor, to the teacher, to the king, and then on to the sage or the mystic. So that Telamon is responding to these sages as an archetype that he would like to mature to. So here he is continuing. If you remember, the sage said to Alexander in our prior episode that he had conquered the need to conquer the world. This is Telamon continuing. He says, "The yogi's remark that he has conquered the need to conquer the world could not be more apt. For what the sage means is that he has mastered his own daemon. And for what is the daemon but that will to supremacy over others, which resides not only in all men but in beasts and even in plants, and is at the heart the curse and essence of all aggressive life," meaning the warrior archetype. So this section ends, I'm going to read one last passage here, with Telamon addressing Alexander. And when you listen to this, listen to it, hear it as if it were addressed to you now and in the present age. Because I know when I read it, or when I hear it, I feel like it's addressed to me. Now this is Telamon speaking to Alexander, whom he has known since he was a small boy. "Though you chaff me, my friend, for purposing to become one day a man of wisdom, you yourself share this ambition and have since you were a boy. It was that which drew you to me as a child, when you used to trail me about the barrack yard, marching at my heels like a shadow. Further, I declare that this quality is what makes you superior to your father." Telamon here is talking about Alexander's father, Philip of Macedonia, the great, great general and a great man. "Not superior as a commander, notice I say, although you are, or braver as a soldier, although you are. You excel your father not for these reasons, but for your moral object, because you do wish to become a man of wisdom, whereas Philip was content to fight and fornicate. Your sufferings too, Alexander, are greater than his, because it pains you to fall short of that which you know yourself capable. Your father recognized this. He knew you, even as a child, as his better. This is why he both loved and feared you, and why you, like Hephaestion and me, are drawn to these sages of India and perceive in their aspiration the sign, if not the substance, of your own."